Welcome back to the Technology of Beauty, where I have the opportunity to interview the movers and the shakers of the beauty business. And today is no exception, except that we're in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, in the convention center, in fact. And yesterday we had the meeting, the Aesthetic Innovation Summit, or AIS. And MedShift was one of the prime sponsors of the meeting. And with us today, we have the CEO of MedShift. Joe, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good to have you.
Thank you for being
First, thank you for all your support and all you've done for MedShift, and having Sean on stage with us yesterday was absolutely delightful. So thank you once again.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic meeting. In my third AIS, and definitely the best one. They keep getting better.
Oh, wow, that's so great.
Yeah.
You know, we work on it all year, but it's a labor of love, and we enjoy it so much. And I felt it was our best show also.
Yeah.
We certainly had about a third new people. We had 220 people registered. We had a ton of new people, and the subject matter was very exciting. And as I mentioned, Sean Shapiro's presentation on the behalf of MedShift was excellent. In spite of the fact that it's Sean Shapiro.
No, he did great.
He did.
Yeah.
So tell me, where are you from?
So I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where MedShift is located. Originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Uh-huh. So you're in the Southeast anyways. You're from there and you're working there. Where'd you go to school?
Went to Clemson University.
Oh, so, Clemson. Yeah.
So we have a big basketball game today with March Madness.
Yes, you do. You have a really big one. And my Ducks have a big one tomorrow. Yeah. So, well, good. Tell me a little bit about MedShift. What would you like our listeners and viewers to know about MedShift per se?
Absolutely. Founded 10 years ago, but we've evolved a lot in the last 10 years, and I'd say the last 3 years has been an evolution. But now we're a technology software forward business in all of our capabilities and solutions that we provide. And there's basically three big things that we do for both manufacturers and providers in the aesthetic space. One is we help manufacturers, when they're working with practices, get financing for those practices for their devices.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit? I know Sean mentioned that yesterday, but for everybody, could you elaborate on the financing piece? That's so ingenious.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
we'll go to the other things too, but I want you to elaborate on financing.
Sure.
Please.
So as a manufacturer sales team is out trying to work with a practice, dermatology, plastic surgery, of course, or med spa, and that customer makes a decision on a piece of equipment, then it's how are they going to acquire it? They could pay cash, or they could get a loan, or they could get a lease. And so the manufacturers work with us, and then we underwrite the practice. The innovative thing that we've done is we created an app in the iOS store and on Android where that sales team member plugs in the customer information, and within 30 seconds they get an approval.
In the office, potentially,
in the
or in
office.
front of the purchaser,
Absolutely.
Either the doctor or the practice manager, whoever the purchaser is.
Which is unheard
Within 30
of.
seconds?
Within 30
So
seconds.
you just credit check and all the rest?
We're doing it all in the background.
Is it self-funded? Are you the bank?
We are not. We now have two partners, and I think this is intriguing for your listeners. We have two partners that just joined with us the back half of last year. They've never funded in aesthetics. They each have $200 million, so we now have $400 million to go deploy, and they underwrote basically what we've done in the last 10 years in the book of business that we've done, and they underwrote aesthetics and put their faith in us and faith in aesthetics. So I think that's great for the aesthetics community.
And roughly speaking, and I know this is a moving target, let's say today I want to purchase a device and I want to borrow $100,000. What is the interest rate I'm paying you effectively, roughly?
It's basically $2,500 a month, and then we also include with that Vertly, who was one of your presenters yesterday.
Yes,
for
absolutely.
marketing in the practice, digital marketing in the practice, and we include credit for our e-commerce platform, so that those customers can come into our e-commerce platform and procure items off of our that they need for their practice, from injectables to semi-glutide we have on our e-commerce platform, et cetera. And so we wrap a lot of services around that monthly payment, so it's not just a straight interest rate conversation.
I see. Okay. Excellent. Okay, well, I interrupted you. I talked to you about the finance piece. What else does MedShift
Well,
do?
that was very helpful. But just real quick to finish on Velocity Lending, because all
Yes.
of our platforms are called Velocity.
Okay.
But I do think now with a salesperson from an aesthetics company being able to get an approval in 30 seconds, if approved, they can send the contract right from their phone to the clinician, and so a deal can get done from a financing standpoint within minutes.
That's
and
remarkable.
That's unheard of in the
Unheard
leasing
of.
space. So my background was at GE Healthcare. So we'd walk into a hospital to finance an MRI. Let's say that was a 2-week process. You're getting financials from the hospital, et cetera, for that underwriting process, and for manufacturers now to be able to work with a client and move that quickly. Hopefully that is a good experience for the client as well, versus exchanging bank statements and tax returns, et cetera, back and forth with a leasing company. So we're very excited about that, and we have other interested funders that have not been in aesthetics before looking to come into the space and work with us as well.
So you're dealing with a $400 million bankroll right now,
That's
and you
right.
have others that want to put money into it?
Yep.
That's incredible.
It's exciting, and I think again it says a lot for the aesthetics market.
I'll say.
And then the other thing that we do, as mentioned, we have a marketplace where we have over 200 products and services on that marketplace. The practices take advantage of each and every day. And our theory around this is we were building marketplaces for our other software platform, Velocity Enterprise, which I'll talk about in a minute. So we built one for ourselves as well. But the theory behind it is that practices want to spend their time treating patients versus dealing with a lot of different manufacturers to procure different items for their practice to run their practice. So we're trying to make an Amazon-like experience so the practice can get what they need at a good cost, and then take care of patients. And so we have that
That's
marketplace
brilliant.
as well.
I love it.
Yeah,
Well-
and then finally, the Velocity Enterprise platform is we help the manufacturers streamline their operations in their back office. So we automate a lot of manual processes that take place, and the reason why we started this roughly 4 years ago is we were buying from the manufacturers, and it was paper invoice,
Right.
Having to fill out a credit card authorization form every time you tried to place an order. So we're a software company, so we just started fixing those problems and came out with this platform. 3 of your presenters yesterday are launching the platform as we speak.
And who are they?
So Rion is
Right.
going live right now. A Sprout with the product Addy,
Yes.
for the female Viagra, if you will. They're going live
The
as
pink
well.
pill.
That's right. So we're very excited about that. We now have 18 manufacturers on the platform, and the goal is how do you get an order to cash as quickly as possible, and with as few manual touches as possible. So therefore, you don't as you scale, you don't have to add a lot more operations staff, customer service staff, finance staff. You can scale quickly, and that's the goal of the platform.
Fantastic. Well, it's lovely to have you again on the program. He's been on Technology of Beauty before. I would encourage you, all of you, to watch the Technology of Beauty and subscribe on YouTube. And you can watch Joe and Sean and the others. So thank you very much for joining us, and thanks for your support of
Absolutely.
AIS.
Thank you for having us. This is my favorite meeting of the year.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Seriously?
It is.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Well, that makes me feel very happy. And I can't wait to talk to you also about utilizing your services with the group I'm involved in. So we'll talk about that off camera.
Look forward to it.
Okay, buddy.
Great.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yeah. My pleasure.